You. How's that signal looking?
Can you hear me now? Oh, happy Monday!
Are we lagging?
We better not be lagging. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see what's happening then. Let's get into it. Stagnation. Crypto warriors.
Champion.
Top of the morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's stop the music. Right? Wait, hang on. We have an issue. The music is not stopping.
Oh man, you must be feeling it, man. Bump, bump, bump. Ha. Hey.
Hang on. Hope everyone is having a great Monday today.
New week, new beginnings.
What a spectacular time to be alive.
Man, why is BK Crypto at, man? I'm wearing your t-shirt today.
Wearing BK's crypto shirt today.
BK Crypto. Ha.
Absolutely incredible. Well, Double O, what are we talking about today, sir? While I try to figure out why the music will not stop this morning. Why are we always having problems? This is ridiculous.
It's all part of it. It's all part of the equation.
Oh my god, man. Alright.
But you know what we're doing today, though?
What's that?
A repeat of last week. Last week was so horrible. I was like, man, can't wait for Brazen to be back.
Hey, man.
We're going to do this all over again.
All
With
good.
better internet service. How are you feeling this morning, man? Let us know if the quality of the audio is good. The video is great as well.
Absolutely. Alright, there we go. Should be better now.
Yeah, testing. Audio,
Yes,
video.
please let us know if you can hear us, man. Because at this point in time, I think we just need to hire someone that can teach us.
Damn,
some skills,
somebody has been watching us for a while, man. Califia Wright said, what was the show title when you discussed your trip to Africa? I'm going to have to go find it, but I'll pull it up real quick.
We'll have to roll back on that one.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, then, speaking of Africa, we're staying on the topic of Africa. Obviously, since like what you were explaining to me from last week, we'll just go back over it again. We have also improved our internet. So, despite the issues, we'll keep fighting back. Now, let's jump into this situation here. We're talking about the current state of Africa, right? Africa's economy and the potential that Africa has to have really a mega economy in the future with Bitcoin in place.
Yep.
Obviously, we all know the story, man. When we look at African leaders, the brilliant African leaders that have graced the earth with their presence, they all seem to have left in a less than dignified manner, if you will.
Disappeared.
For their passion, intelligence, and really vision to see a better future for their own people. An example of such a person is Patrice Lumumba, gone now. Congolese leader, you probably heard of him.
Yep.
Taken out for the same sort of thing. Everybody knows, right? You try to improve, right? He essentially moved Congo, I guess got Congo very far into that point of independence, right? From Belgium. Now, I'm not sure if this guy, which we'll be looking at today, Professor Lumumba,
Mm-hmm.
is affiliated family or not.
Mm-hmm.
Probably is. But he made this video, and I think it's very very relevant, right, to everything that is happening right now. And he also
Mm-hmm.
points out the opportunity that Bitcoin presents.
To the
Right.
African continent.
Exactly. So, see, let's really run through some comments before we move on.
Fire them
All
away.
right, let's do this then. Goodness Uche in the house, of course, as always. Always showing love. Thank you, sir. We show love back to you. Greetings, good morning, warriors. El Demnam El is in the house. The Gunners, man. We are
Mm-hmm.
here. Let's
Mm-hmm.
do this. He says, "Hey, man, you look pretty cool with your safari hat." Actually, it's a safari
We're bringing it back, y'all.
This man spent so much time getting this hat talking about it's a farmer hat. It's a
We're
farmer
going
hat.
back to the farm.
Just for you to show up here, and the first thing you hear is a safari hat. You're not on the farm, bro. You're in the jungle.
We're going back to planting seeds, y'all.
Okay.
You see me wearing my African shirt. What you think I'm wearing, man?
Oh man,
Taking you out to the
I got
safari.
you, man. Listen, this is
To the
music.
farm.
This is music to my ears here. Internet is all good. Let's get right into it, man. Let's check out this video and let's talk about it.
Speak fire.
Let's go. Where is the page? There we go. All right.
Is used to conclude transactions anywhere.
Hang on. Let me start that over.
I fly from Nairobi, Kenya for 1.5 hours. I come from the shilling zone. I go into the birr. 33 currencies in Africa. 33 currencies. None of which is used to conclude transactions anywhere. I come to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I show my shilling. They say, what is this? But let me show the dollar. Oh, this is it. Let me show the euro. This is it. 80% of transactions in Africa are concluded outside of the continent in dollars. So you may have the Central Bank or the Federal Bank of Ethiopia, or Mickey Mouse. You may have the Central Bank of Kenya, Mickey Mouse. You may have all these 54 central banks useless. Because we are not playing in the real league, we are playing in the small league.
All right. That's the first one there. Professor Lumumba dropping some facts on us.
Pow, pow, pow.
Take it away, Double O.
You know, I keep saying, and this is what I was trying to tell you guys last week with the bad internet connection, is that it's okay for us to be American, man, even if you grew up in America. But it's also okay for you to be Asian, for you to be African, for you to be whatever it is that you want to be, because we are all citizens of this world.
All right.
Perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what is not okay is that for you to be African or to be a South American, not to have that freedom, that ability to be of value to the world, where someone has to step on your neck and it's okay.
Suppression of your progress.
Yep.
Suppression of your leaders, suppression of your growth, suppression of your prosperity. We've seen it over and over again.
All around, man.
Either by exile or by termination of your life, which is crazy. Because what makes another group of people feel that they have the right and audacity to suppress and take away from another group of people, right? But that's the world we live in.
And
it is what it is.
The easiest way to do that is through money.
Yes, it's through money. And this is why Bitcoin is very important.
Very important.
And I think we're at the critical intersection right now, right? Where the formal alliance, right, or glue that held the system in place as it was, with the Western world dominating completely, seems to be breaking loose at this point.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Even for the Western world, it's a good thing.
And I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for Africa to realign itself with other powers that are in the same, have their interests at heart, right? And I know when I say align themselves with other powers, it might seem like, oh well, do they need to be with other people? I think when you're taking on things like this, it's a monumental task, right? It's kind of no point trying to go at it alone. But it seems to me that with the BRICS nation situation, right, and this is just my analysis of just where we are right now, and the fact that this is a more unique opportunity more than any other time in history, right? Because previously, if you're going to try to take on all these things that we're talking about, all these conspiracy theory things, I'm pretty sure it's not the first time anyone here is hearing about it. But if you're going to take on these things, you have to be able to have a tactic where you know that you have a chance to win. And it is not through violence.
You can't win through violence.
Because if it is violence, right?
You're going to lose.
These people have all the guns. They
Shit.
have spent $1 billion on perfecting the science of killing people.
With fake fiats.
Yes. But what do you do if people just say, hey, we're not going to use your currency anymore? We're just going to use this other one over here. What are your options at that point? Do you carry on your same tactics, which we've seen before, of terminating people, exiling them, and so on and so forth? Do you do that to the whole world then? Or do you just lock up and suppress everyone to keep your agenda going? That's what I see. Your thoughts? What do you think?
I mean, it said it in the video, man. Like Africa, across Africa, like literally Kenya to Addis Ababa.
Yeah.
You can't even use the same currency.
All the currency in Africa is garbage. It's just paper. It's just to, right?
But you can't even complete that transaction on the continent. You gotta go
cannot.
Across the ocean.
You cannot.
To Europe, to France to complete that transaction. Come on, Africa, we go.
The money is useless there, which makes them, and then the money is also backed. I don't want to say backed. It was given to them, right? Because, like, say where I was born in Cameroon, we use CFA francs. That is French francs, and you ask yourself, why are we doing that?
Because they forced it on them. That's the answer.
Exactly. So why not move on to the Bitcoin standard?
That is what I'm saying. It's well.
Anything else, or should I read comments? Because you have a lot to say.
Comment. I have a lot.
Yeah? Okay. After the comments, bro.
I'm about to blow up.
After the comments, bro, we'll let you ride, man. There we go. After the comments, we'll let you ride. Come on. All right. So the Safari Hats thing is still getting me, man.
Hey, man, I have to bring it back, man. It's been on our profile picture for a while, but people haven't seen this baby in a while.
Exactly.
It's the season.
Central banking has been dissolved.
Not yet, man. We're working on it.
Well, actually, no. It has been dissolved.
What? More enlightenment?
No, because really, if you look at it, at the end of the day, bro, it is only not dissolved if you think so. The same way you could think that Bitcoin is not doing well if you think so. But I think at this point in time, I would say that Bitcoin adoption has already happened.
I just think
it's a matter of people getting on board and learning.
I think the knowledge and information about alternatives is out there finally, thanks to the internet.
Yes.
And thanks to Bitcoin.
Yes.
The full transition hasn't happened yet. So the dissolve, like,
has it not?
You never want to take a victory lap like President Bush, talk about the war is over, we won, until we've won. Like, I want Nigeria to use Bitcoin as their national currency.
I'm taking my victory lap ahead of time.
Central banks has been dissolved.
I'm taking this victory lap ahead of time, bro. Because this is what I'm saying. It's a game of chess, bro. And you have to see into the future. What is there that any government around the globe can do to stop the progress of Bitcoin as it is right now? Like, what is the worst case scenario is what I try to think of.
I'm just saying the governments themselves need to catch on, man, and stop falling asleep on the wheel.
This is true. Definitely this is good. But I think to Goodney Uche's point as well, we have done multiple videos here, right? Mm-hmm. For example, the FDIC situation.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, the banks are wrecked. And everything that we're living through right now is just a facade. Them holding together an image. The underlying structure is done, dissolved, and cannot be solved, man.
Yeah, but they're gonna put central bank digital currencies in place. They ain't dissolved. They just keep creating fake money.
Well,
and people are just so like, okay, all right. This now goes to the topic I'm trying to talk about after this comments.
Dun-dun-dun. Go for it.
All right, so Brentwood, World War II, by the way, we fought that war for them. Literally, I'm not sure if y'all know that French victory that they said the Americans had.
Right.
They had black people on the front line winning that war. And then when it was like literally, okay, we've won, Now let's put them to the back and put some white folks in the front. Then I'm not trying to make this a racial situation, but I'm just talking about Africans in general. My grandpa on my mother's side actually fought the war. That guy came back destroyed, like mentally destroyed.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Dang.
So nobody talks about that. Africans don't even know the fought war in World War II. They just throw them to the side. So then after the war, they went to this Brentwood agreement and they said, hey guys, we're going to use the US dollar. And then all your currencies are worthless because each time the Federal Reserve comes back and say, hey, we're going to increase interest rates and the dollar pops up, their currencies get devalued. It gets destroyed all over Africa.
Yeah.
But then there's this new technology out there that we're trying to educate people about that, wait a second, not only do you have to deal with the madness of the banks, to not have to deal with the madness of the banks, it's an international global currency that allows Africans to transact with themselves without the stress of the technology, getting hacked, worrying about Western world control.
Yeah.
Like all you have to do is just do that. And now you can control your own value, your own GDP.
Yes.
But for some reason, they just keep falling for IMF crap.
You instantly become you're already a citizen of the world, right? And you instantly put yourself in a position where you're able to interact and transact across the world. No
Literally.
boundaries.
Zero.
That by itself is an incredible feat, for sure, right? So as Patrice is saying here, I think that this is time where, with all this information and knowledge, right, the new generation of Africans, I don't think that we can necessarily sit here and just allow this sort of exploitation to carry on. I mean, we saw with the recent elections in Nigeria, right?
Yep.
There is an uprising of the youth.
Yep.
And I think that our generation, at this point in time, our generation is in control. We should be the ones that are drive. We are the ones at the driver's seat, and we have to take charge of it because the old quacks will not let go of that stuff.
Literally. People 60, 70 years old still in office.
So people 67 years old and with their own crazy ideas think that they know what is best for the current generation, which grew up in a completely different environment from them. I don't think that works, right? So that's one of those things.
Yeah.
So to Patrice's point, that Africa is in one of those places where there is no other option but to remove ourselves from the current, situation that is going on there. There's another video which we have here. We'll check this one out, and then before we wrap things up here. This one is, well, let's just play it. And there we go.
America is never going to pay its debt. It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency. The African debt is in U.S. dollars. Africa has to earn the U.S. dollars. The only way it can earn the U.S. dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food and becoming independent, doing something that the United States does not like. The principle underlying the foundation of the World Bank, the International Bank for IBRD, the World Bank, is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops. Makes African and third world debt different.
Your thoughts on that, sir?
Well, it's a good follow-on to what we just talked about, right? Is that the system has been designed for us to continue to rely on them. Yeah. Look at every African country. They just go take debt from World Bank, from IMF, follow the directions of the World Economic Forum. They can't even speak up for themselves. Like, if there's evil in the world and you don't speak up against it, then evil continues to rule the world.
Yes. Yes.
And I always say this: a country that does not innovate, just like a business that does not innovate, will die. And African countries, because of our old leaders that have refused to live there and allow younger people to take advantage of the new innovation and technology, are literally letting Africa die by the day, and resources are constantly being pulled out. And it's right there in our face. We have a bunch of debt of fake money, and we keep taking this debt from people that are not going to even pay their own debt.
Exactly.
So either way, we're screwed. And the opportunity is there with Bitcoin. It's like, El Salvador is doing it. I don't need your IMF debt. Let me go and do something where I can create my own value by myself.
Exactly.
Without impacting the environment. And it's working. But of course, the rumor in the news is like, El Salvador's crap. It's putting people in jail kind of crap.
Well, El Salvador made a massive payment to the IMF right recently, and they did not like it. How does someone pay your money back and you're not happy about it? unless you have alternative agendas, like robbing them of their resources and keeping them suppressed forever. We see it starting to fall on its face. If I could gather anything from what you said there, that last, essentially everything described there, I thought that was really powerful. I took down something. And what I see from there is you want to be the change that you see in the world. And the second part of it is that you have to adapt or die. For us, right, we think that we have to exit this current scammy system which we're in. And I think that's why we talk about Bitcoin every day. We try to interact with it as much as possible and do as much research as possible to understand the history of why we are where we are. This way we can also be part of the change that we want to see in the world. We encourage everyone watching us as well, right, to do your part. Adapt or die. The traditional system has been the way it has been for so long, and it has worked for a certain group of people, right? But this is a massive change that is happening. Just the same as we went from trade by barter to gold coins and other things like that to the gold standard to where we are right now, right? It's an evolution. It's a line. The line does not stop here because World Economic Forum and all those other people have different agendas. It is time for money to evolve. Everything else in the world has changed. So it is time for money to evolve. And I think the world is waking up to that. And I'm fighting daily that the Bitcoin standard is going to be that recognized one, right?
The people's money.
The people's money.
Not
exactly.
Not elites and bankers' money.
Yeah. So adapt or die is the only option that they have. They can adapt or get left. That's what I have. Final thoughts before we close this one out.
Yeah, I honestly do feel like we live in a world where a lot of people just have absorbed or gotten used to everything just been wrong. Like people just complain, oh, inflation, oh, China, oh, it's Russia. Like, and they just say, okay, I would rather complain than do something about it. And you finally have an opportunity to do something about it instead of sit down and just get a leg to your neck and not get up and fight. Without literally fight it. And the internet has done some part of that for us. This is why we're able to do this with you guys, with our wonderful internet. But through the internet, and now you can even do it without the internet, you can fix the problem. You know, the book of Proverbs or the book of Ecclesiastes said that money is everything.
Preach on.
And if we can't fix money, we are fiat.
Well,
you know, so
we're all screwed.
We are screwed, man.
Yeah.
So, and Bitcoin is yet to fix money. All those other cryptocurrencies trade on, make money. But Bitcoin is going to fix all the problems that you guys are complaining about. Just get with it. Simple as that.
Hey. Double O took it all the way to church, ladies and gentlemen.
To the farm, man. To the safari.
You keep trying to go to the farm, but you know, we're taking you to the safari, we're taking you to church.
Africa's got to go back to the farm, man.
We'll make it on the Double O estate at one point in time.
Create value.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching our video. It's absolutely incredible. Please subscribe to our channel, Stack. Follow us on Twitter. Right, we are over there at StackFin on Twitter. And of course, we're also on Facebook at StackFin. Instagram is a biatch. Moving on to Spotify, you can see us. We have a Spotify as well. You know, actually, Double O, we had a very slow moment a couple weeks ago, and I just realized right now it was really a stupid moment for both of us on the show.
What?
Yes, because someone asked us. They said they were going to join the show, and we told them to. Was it LML?
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. So, but we told him to message us on Twitter. Meanwhile, we could have just sent him a link and added him right away here on
talk about innovation.
Yeah.
Talk about innovation.
So we gotta keep that in mind. We should have just sent him the link and added him to the show live instead of doing the invitation thing. Yeah. Sorry.
Next time, anybody want to get on the show? Let's just do it. Boom.
Yes, we'll just send
make it happen.
Yeah, we'll just send the link instead. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's me. Please show your socks, please, masters. What does that mean? Please show your socks, please, masters. I don't know what that means. I'm like, okay, well, let's move on from that. I don't know what that means. I feel like I'm definitely in church, man. Come on.
Church on the Monday morning. How about that?
Information. Listen,
Bridge.
Double O. I have to go and clock into 9 to 5. You know, I still work at McDonald's. So please, let's end this show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. It's absolutely incredible. We'll see you guys on Monday. Do not forget to check out all of our stuff. Do you have anything else you want to say before we go?
Bigger crypto in the house. Just kidding.
There we go. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, breeze it out.
Double O.
Can't even tell.
Perfect.